from the same cup. So that's the Christ with form. Christ without form is all-pervading. St. Thomas Aquinas, he felt he had the same expansion of consciousness which Teresa had, and he felt Christ nearer than as if he had seen him as a vision. Understand that. Don't think seeing visions is the finality. The finality is to know that you are that expansive consciousness of Christ, and that is also the expansive consciousness of cosmic consciousness, God the Father. That's what we are, and that's what this Christmas should mean to us. That is, it should spur us on to greater efforts to know what we truly and really are. And therefore, one other thing to realize is that when other interests in life take precedence over the search for God, you will fail. Understand that. When other interests in life, I don't care what they are, chains of gold bind you, but when they take precedence over the finding of the presence of God within, you will fail. Therefore, at this Christmas time, when all of us are looking up to the great presence of God, let us take advantage of it, meditate deeply with sincere hearts, make the contact with God. Then we will know that Christ is really within us. We will feel the Christ within. And perhaps if we do that, especially in these long meditations which we should attend, perhaps as it says in Malachi most beautifully, and the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come into your temple. And that's the way it comes. When you think, oh, what's the use? I can go no further. Keep on. Suddenly, the great light comes. Suddenly you know how great and good God is. How great and good His Son as Christ consciousness is. Master said this in his little book. Master said, when you allow other interests to take precedence in your life, they form a sort of a crust over your soul that prevents you from realizing God. Right action and meditation will gradually dissolve that crust until you can communicate with God. Meditation is the way. There's no other way. Throughout the ages, all the great people, political and spiritual, always meditated. There's no other way to make contact with God. And in Revelation, another reference which is most beautiful, to him who meditates, it might have said, to him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna. That's the Christ consciousness within. And will give him a white stone. That's the presence of the cloud, the white cloud of Christ consciousness here. It's real. I will give him the white stone, and in that stone a new name written, which no man knoweth saving he that receiveth it. And in the 28th verse, and I will give him the morning star. That star is always there to welcome you, to lead you, the star of Christ's consciousness. Realize that. Realize that right within us we have it, and the new name means that as you see the white cloud of Christ's consciousness, that new name is the holy vibration, the presence of God, the great Comforter of which Jesus spoke. That's what is with you. And that's what can be yours this very Christmas if you persevere and dive deep. And finally, in St. John, 3rd chapter, 14th verse, one of the old standbys when Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. Then he perceived the light of Christ within. When Moses aroused the sleeping Christ consciousness at the base of the spine, that's the serpent. When he aroused that through deep meditation and his wanting to know God, when he aroused that, when he lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, the darkness within, so must the Son of Man be lifted up. And that's what Moses did. Those of you who saw the picture of the Ten Commandments, you saw when he came down from the mountain after seeing the light of Christ as a burning bush, he had lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. He was changed. He was a man of God then. He was a true son of God. And his face was lighted with the great presence of the light of Christ. That's what it means. Feel Christ within. Feel Christ at this Christmas time. Make the effort. And know that you are not this body, but you are one with the great presence of God within you.
In order to profit from these practical teachings in a meaningful way, which will have a definite and tangible impact in your life, we suggest that you subscribe to the Self-Realization Fellowship's home study course on the science of yoga. Please visit the SRF on the web at yogananda-srf.org or call the SRF's Mother Center in Los Angeles, California at 323-225-2471.